Okay, so now what mode it's set in right now is clip-on weights. So that's going to be your outside planes, clip 1 location, and your clip 2 location. That's going to be your 2 outside rims of the wheel. If you were going to do sticky weights only, tape 1, tape 3. You're instinctively going to want to push tape 2 because that's where you think, that's where it's showing where you want to put the actual weight. But with a lot of the modern wheels and everything that's going on, that it's not really too accurate, and it asks you to get 2 extra measurements that you don't really need to get. So if you do tape 1 and tape 3, you just do your 1 measurement to your clip 1 location, then you can put your sticky weights at the normal positioning and it'll zero out. No issues.
You can still do the weights just in the center.
Yes, not in the center, but like as close to the wheel face as you can. So this light right here will be as close as you can get to the face on the inside of the wheel. This one will be as far to the edge as you can get. So it'll be like, say this was a sticky weight, it would be right about here. Mm-hmm. And if it was on the inside plane, it'd be over here.
Okay.
So there and there.
So that's one mode.
That's one mode. That's a majority of the modes you'll see. The other one that you'll see a lot of is going to be the clip 1, tape 3. So that's going to be no weights on the face, but they don't care if you put clip-ons on the back. So you can put sticky weights on the inside face and the clip-ons on the back. Just make sure you tell the machine that's where you're trying to put the weights. If you're doing a big truck with like big mud tires or anything like that, you're going to want to put it in truck mode. What that does is it changes the increments it rounds down to from 0.25 to ½ an ounce increments. So it just makes it a little bit quicker to balance them and makes it a little more accurate, so you're not sitting there spinning and adding more and more weights to a tire that doesn't really need it. So you can do ½ ounce increments and it'll just be a couple big weights, said and done. You should never really have to switch between ounce and grams. The behind the spoke, do you guys ever do any?
We don't do any high-end stuff.
Fancy stuff. Okay. Yeah. If you
go
are,
and demo it though for the video. If you want.
It's kind of difficult, especially with a wheel like this.
Okay.
I mean, I really need a wheel to do it, but in theory, you would do tape 1, tape 2, spoke 1, and then you would pretty much tell the machine this is where one spoke is.
Oh.
And then it says spoke 2, and then you spin it over. This is where spoke 2 is.
Okay.
And
that's
then,
measurement of the distance between the spokes.
Yeah, and it'll pretty much tell it. If the rim has consistent spokes all the way around, it'll be able to measure that. It's not really the most accurate of a feature that is pretty much put in there to compete with Hunter. It does work if you're accurate with the inputs, but it's very hard to be accurate with a piece of equipment like this. So, but like you said, you most likely won't be using that, so you'll just be sticking to tape 1, tape 3, or clip 1, clip 2. That'll be the majority of it, and everything from there should be majority automatic. But hold it there on your clip 1 location, beeps, gets 1 measurement, pops up to your width, input your width with the arrow keys, lower the hood. Said and done.
Static and dynamic. What's the purpose of that stuff?
So that's what I was talking about earlier. So if you were just worried about the dynamic balance, so that's going to be your side-to-side vibration, you would just leave it in dynamic mode. The machine does have the ability to show you the dynamic and your static. So if you, like say if I took off the weight already, so if I spin it again and get zeros, it'll have a total static of about 0.2, 0.25 of an ounce. Actually 0.05, it's even better. But if I hit round off, yeah. So this wheel's pretty close to 0. I mean, you can't really get much finer of a balance than that. But say if you had a 0.15 or something like that, I could put that right here, and over here I could put another one here, and that would basically bring that total number down even further.
If the static number's real high, what do you do about that? Does that mean you got a problem with the tire?
You can change it over to static mode only, and do a spin there, and then you can put your sticky weight just on the center of the wheel, and that'll take out static. So say if that was 0.25 and it was asking for it right here, you would just put it right in the center of the wheel, and it would lower that static down immensely.
Okay.
That's where a majority of the vibration comes from, is the up and down. That's what a majority of people feel whenever they're going out, or they'll get a flat spot in the tire, and then the balance will cause it to throw up the wheel a little bit. So it just happens. You won't really feel anything unless it's over 0.25 of an ounce. On a regular passenger car, on the trucks you won't feel anything unless it's over 3/4 of an ounce, or something pretty crazy.
Yeah.
If you ever need to input all your measurements manually, you can always hit your A, D, and W buttons and change it right here. So say this arm stops working one day, it still has a nice gauge right here for you to read. And so say it says 3.5, and you just hit that, change it over.
Yeah.
Super simple.